Welcome back to We Talk Boxing. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the potential fight between Thurman versus Errol Spence. Now currently, there's no targeted date for this fight, but rumors flying around on the boxing publications and internet etc. state that this fight is pretty much near enough signed and sealed. There's a few conflicting, obviously, topics to kind of discuss during this video in regards to the fight, but I think my overall thoughts is that it would be a pretty good fight, for both men to kind of come back to. A good name for Errol Spence to have on his record, as well as obviously Thurman, but more for Spence really. And again, a very good top level fighter to kind of fight against really. But anyway, guys, you can let me know your thoughts in regards to this fight. But anyway, let's get on with the video. So boxing scene, put out a statement saying that this fight is pretty much conditionally approved, for both of the welterweights to kind of, go up against each other. And again, from a few other boxing articles, etc., state that this clash is potentially going to be happening in April. But it sees, both men, fighting at a heavier weight, than their usual 140 pounds. Again, it's interesting because obviously both guys are, 147-pound fighters. Obviously, if they can't make the 147-pound weight limit, then technically they should move up. Or, realistically, is this maybe a kind of a testing fight to see how they fight at 154? To see how their body handles it, see how the training is, see how fit they are, motivated they are, etc. Because when you're looking through the other weight category divisions, a lot of the younger, up-and-coming, good quality prospect fighters, world-level champions, are moving up to the heavier weights. And some of them are moving up to the welterweight division of 147 pounds. So could this be there pretty much, for Spence and for Thurman, testing the waters at 154 to see how they feel, to see if it's something that they're looking to do more on a permanent basis. Interesting. Secondly, the fight, between both guys, Thurman and Spence, is going to be a sanctioned non-title fight, which is interesting because obviously Spence holds majority of the belts at 147, and he's not defending them. Do you know what I mean? Currently, he's the WBA, WBC, and the IBF champion. So technically he should have potentially have had some sort of defense of his titles by now. But again, this fight with Thurman, it's not a title fight, which I don't get really. If I'm Keith Thurman, I'm thinking, look, if I'm going to be fighting you, and let's say I beat you, I should be the champion. Do you know what I mean? But I do get it from the governing bodies because it can't be a sanctioned title fight because they're fighting at a different weight. So I do get that. But still, as I said earlier, if both men can't make the 147-pound weight limit, then they both should move up, or one of them should move up, whichever one can't make the weight limit. But anyway, guys, you guys can let me know your thoughts on that as well. Or, the sanctioning bodies could potentially, be thinking, let's not make it a sanctioned, title defense, because let Spence have a warm-up sort of thing. If he comes out, hopefully he comes out and wins, then potentially, they could make the bigger fight, the undisputed fight between Spence and obviously Crawford, maybe in the summer or towards the end of it, maybe towards the end of the year, really. So that's an option as well. But there's some good, good welterweights out there, which, potentially, pretty much are going to be in line for mandatories, etc. over the next 12 months. You got Stan Ollis, probably butchered his name there, who's looking pretty decent at the minute. And obviously you've got other fighters as well, which potentially might be looking to try and capitalise on either Crawford or Spence, depending on what happens with the belts. They might even have to vacate by the time, both of these guys step into the ring as well. So that's something to kind of consider. So anyway, guys, I don't really want to long this video out too much, Just thought I'd let you guys know that potentially we were going to be seeing Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman in the ring, hopefully April this year. Obviously, we both for their first fights this year as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Is it a fight that you know what I mean, eagerly anticipated? You know what I mean? Do you want to see it? Who do you think is going to win, etc. But as I said, you know what I mean. There's some good other welterweights in there, which both of these guys potentially could have came back against. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's looking really good at the minute is Ennis. You know what I mean? He fought recently on the weekend. It was a fairly tough fight for him, but again, you know what I mean. He's looking. Apart from that, you know what I mean. He's looking good. You've obviously got Ugas, who Spencer's already fought. Obviously, Thurman could have potentially have got in there with him, or maybe an Ortiz Jr. as well. As I just mentioned, Stanionis as well is a good. He's looking pretty decent. He's 14-0. And depending on obviously what happens with Conor Ben and his situation, you know what I mean, he might come back into the mix later this year as well. And someone that Crawford's recently just fought, Avanesian, you know what I mean, that is a good fight that I'd like to see maybe Spence or Thurman in against, because you know what I mean, Avanesian, you know what I mean, proved that he is a good sturdy, you know what I mean, top welterweight. Even though he lost to Crawford, you know what I mean, Crawford is in my eyes probably the best in the division. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts about this matchup between Spence and Thurman. Is it something that you know what I mean, you're interested in? You know what I mean, who do you think is gonna win? Yeah, let me know. And as always, please subscribe and like and comment for more boxing related content. Bless.